There is power in pain. Yes, power in pain. Now, when I say pain, I'm using that as a metaphor for adversity. You know, the struggle, hard times, tribulations, trials. You know, uh, traumatic and difficult moments in your life. I'm not using pain as like, I'm not telling nobody to jump out into traffic. I'm not telling nobody to hop off of the three-story building and break every bone and limb in their body. No, that's not the type of pain I'm talking about. I'm talking about another type of pain. So, the reason why I say it's power and pain is because how can you really know what pleasure is until you've experienced pain? How can you know what's sweet until you first tasted what's bitter? You can't do that. You have to taste that bitterness first before you will be able to taste, and appreciate that sweetness. You know what I'm saying? It's like even with success. The if you notice the successful people, the successful people that are humble, those are the ones that dealt with a lot of pain, reaching up to their success. Those are the ones who had to deal with a whole bunch of issues. Those are the ones uh, who really had to struggle in life to reach and attain the success that they have. They are the ones who really had to make some sacrifices to get to where they're at, and it wasn't easy. That's why they can look at their success and still be humble and still appreciate that sweetness. It's the arrogant and selfish people, successful people that never really went through something in their lives. They never really had to deal with pain or the struggle. They never really had to deal with that. So they take their success for granted. It's just like it's not really nothing to them because they don't know what it was like. Growing up in a household where they couldn't get everything they wanted. The household where there was lack. You see, because the strongest people, they're the same ones who have been through the most. They're the same ones who had to deal with and go through things um, that regular citizens wouldn't have to go through. They may have grew up in lack. It might have been things that they lacked in their life in their childhoods. They might have didn't have their father or mother growing up. They may have grown up being orphans. They may have dropped out of school and then had to go back and get their GED and really start back at square one. These are people who really had to uh, overcome the trials, the adversities of life. These are the same people. It's nothing new. That's why I say it's power in pain, and uh, a lot of people are weaker now because they don't look at it like that. People they don't really want to go through nothing. They don't really want to sacrifice anything to uh, to get to a higher level in life. They don't want to sacrifice nothing. They don't want to go through the long hours of studying. They don't want to have to pull all nighters, you know what I'm saying, studying for a midterm or an exam. They don't want to have to do that. They don't want to have to get up every morning and work a job for the white man. They don't want to they don't want to get up every morning, and They don't want to do that. You know, they want everything to be easy and everything to be given to them instead of embracing pain and the things that dealing with adversity and realizing that, you know, whatever it is that you want to get in life, you have to go out and get it, no matter how many rose bushes you have to go through, no matter how many thorns and pricks. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might end up on your fingers or whatever. You know, it'll be times where, you know, you don't have any sleep. You know, you might be hungry. You know what I'm saying? You might you might just be completely exhausted with yourself and with life. But you endure throughout that pain. You endure through the struggle, through the adversity that life gives you. You know, you're playing the cards to the best of your ability. You know, people who embrace pain, they don't use excuses for failing. They use they use their experience and the experience of others as motivation and inspiration to do better with their lives and their family lives. You know, um, they look at what our ancestors had to go through. You know, slavery. You know what I'm saying? Getting beat, raped, tortured. You know, working for nothing. You know, they look at what our civil rights leaders went through. You know what all the people in the movement just went through. You know, to fight for the freedoms that we have today. They looked at all that. You know what I'm saying? They looked at all that, but they didn't use that as an excuse to fail. They used that as motivation, as inspiration to succeed. Because to use excuses to use excuses for why you're not succeeding, you know, no matter what you're going through, to use excuses, that's like spitting in our mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, fathers, great grandfathers, great grandmothers. That's like spitting on their grave. And that's like spitting on our ancestors' graves too. Because all the things that they went through for us to get here where we're at now, we're not even taking advantage of it. So we have a group of weak-minded people who are scared of pain, who are scared of succeeding. To make the terms even plainer, because a lot of people say that they want to succeed. They say that they want to, you know, make so many figures a month, and you know they want to have all this and just live plush. But they're not doing nothing to reach that lifestyle. You know, they're scared of sacrifice. That's why they're scared of succeeding. You cannot succeed without first sacrificing something. You may have to sacrifice your body. You may have to sacrifice the things you like to do. You may have to sacrifice some hours of sleep. You know, you may even have to sacrifice, you know, you have to sacrifice something to get something great in life. That's all it boils down to. You have to sacrifice something. You're not going to get something for nothing. I keep telling people, you know, you're never going to get 40 acres and a mule. It's just not going to happen. You know, you're never going to get 40 acres and a mule. If you want it, you have to work for it. So that's just my message today, man. I just wanted to tell y'all that there is power in pain, and don't be afraid to embrace pain. Don't be afraid of losing sleep. You know, don't be afraid of um, don't be afraid of not sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid of failure. You know, and don't use excuses for failure either. I know some things happen in our lives that we can't control, but the majority of the time, the things that happen in our lives, we can't control it. We can control whether we are a complete failure in life or a complete success in life. So that's what's up. Holla at your boy. Cyrano is a musical with a book and lyrics by Anthony Burgess and music by Michael J. Lewis. Based on Edmund Rostan's classic 1897 play of the same name. It focuses on a love triangle involving the large-nosed poetic Cyrano de Bergerac, his beautiful cousin Roxana, and his classically handsome but inarticulate friend Christian de Neuvillette, who, unaware of Cyrano's unrequited passion for Roxana, imposes upon him to provide the romantic words he can use to woo her successfully in the mid 17th century Paris.